YouTube says it has had enough of vaccine misinformation on its site.
And false stories from phony sites to run circles around major news outlets.
Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. One of the agendas that's going unnoticed with this obviously staged Trump arrest in New York City, where they're telling you ahead of time that he's going to get arrested for obvious reasons. Now, most of us are thinking, the obvious here. I'm stating the obvious by saying, well, they're provoking people to go there, protest, get arrested, kind of like January 6th, so they can infiltrate, do false flags and things like that. However, there's another narrative to tie into this that isn't really getting mentioned, but if you look at what the media is saying, you look at what Mayor Adams in New York is saying, you'll say, oh, right, that agenda again, I forgot all about it. And I'll get into it in a second. I just want to let people know over on the website, callforunuprising.com. I have a new video up about avian and polio. It's really important. It's important to just start connecting the dots and seeing what they're trying to do. I talk about the conditioning of how they're trying to bring back things like polio, because people are likely to have taken polio, blah, blah, wink, wink, at some point in their lives, a shot. And they need people to feel fearful of what the next thing's going to be. And of course, they need to convince you that it's the right thing to do. And they'll say, hey, but you've done it before, so why would you do it again? They have to constantly get this number up of people who get a certain something. So that video's on the website, callforuprising.com. There's also a lot of great stuff in the forum. It's worth $2.99 a month. There are no ads. There are no trolls. You will learn a lot of stuff over there. Hope more people will join the website. And again, please make sure you sub to my backup channels. There's a really good chance this channel gets taken down. A lot of people are kind of upset that I'm posting here on my big channel because they're afraid I'm going to lose it, but I'm just rolling the dice at this point. I'm also rolling the dice on you guys, hoping that you will subscribe to the other channel. So please do so now. Don't mind the content that's over there. I have to build them out. It's a long story, but let's get into this. So Mayor Adams of New York has said its city is monitoring social media, and the NYPD is preparing ahead of possible Trump indictment. But wait, what was it? They're monitoring social media?
Mr. Mayor, when do you expect a Trump indictment to come down, and what is the city doing to prepare for that?
Well, it's up to the DA Braggs, and we've heard a lot of reports, but the DA is going to make a determination, and we're doing what we always do. We're monitoring comments on social media, and the NYPD is doing their normal role of making sure that there's no inappropriate actions in the city, and we're confident we're going to be able to do that.
Is this Alvin Bragg yet? Have you meeting with him at all?
No, not at all. And we're doing what we always do. We're monitoring comments on social media.
So now we have the mayor of New York and the police department spending time, even though there's criminals running amok in New York and in all these cities, literally on camera, but they're not getting arrested because of their skin color or their politics, but they're going to monitor social media. Now, why do you think that is? Because this is how they continue to pass laws and pass bills by creating psyops, like we're probably going to see, so they can come in and say, hey, these people posted that they were going to do this online beforehand, and they went and did it. Or you could look at it from the liberal media perspective, like this clown on MSNBC. And by the way, anyone out there that actually watches MSNBC, which doesn't get as much hype as CNN as being like the worst, fakest news ever, these people, these men on shows are so feminine and just so, what is the word? Beta males, I guess. I mean, you guys hear the way they talk, it's just embarrassing. But listen to this clown talking about how Trump worded the last event and how he's calling on protest, but he's not saying the word peaceful. So thus, by saying people should go on protest, he's calling on violence. This is how unbelievable the censorship and free speech getting removed is getting. Look at these liberals.
Final point is his language in that Truth Social, where he stays just on this side of the law by saying you should protest. Of course, everyone has a constitutional right to protest peacefully. The language "take our nation back" is a little closer to the line, and it's notable to me that he did not say you should protest peacefully. It was sort of conspicuous that he left that word out, even though, as we all know, on January 6th, he did throw that word in, which gave him some potential legal cover, but he didn't do that here.
So again, most of you know that I'm not a Republican, I'm not a liberal, I don't believe in either party. I know that they're using both parties to take away our rights, to just enslave us is what's happening here. It's easy to get worked into this. I know a lot of you comment and you're Trump supporters. You have to understand how psychological operations work. It's like no different. I mean, you're literally just getting worked. The way you're feeling about all this stuff, they're doing it on purpose for a reason. They're trying to incite chaos out of the left and the right, and it's working. So all the liberals are posting online how excited they are about Arrest Trump Day. I mean, this stuff is this is our politics. This is a former president. It's like watching Comedy Central. It is literally a theater. It is just theater, and people honestly don't realize it's theater. Meanwhile, like I just mentioned earlier on my website, talking about some of the stuff they're not seeing going on, it's like Moderna and et cetera creating magic potions for the avian flu, which is a bird flu, which they're not telling you humans can get. So those things that are really important are getting looked over and brushed over while they're talking about this stuff. And people are getting upset over it. But the big thing to look at is pre-crime, thought crime. You notice how that clown had mentioned how Trump didn't use the word, and this is the role that Trump plays in all this stuff. This is the exact role. This is True Social. This is data mining you on True Social and monitoring on True Social. And they're flat out telling you that because Trump called for people to protest but didn't use the word peacefully beforehand, that anybody that's and you can look, they're using this so that they could do this to us eventually. So a video like this, they can say I'm inciting violence. Even if unless I say I'm flat out not inciting something, if I'm talking about Satanists or something like that, and I'm talking about what they're doing, they can say, well, the tone of his voice, it sounds like he's inciting violence. Now the tone of his voice, it sounds like he doesn't like them. He might do something. It's thought police. It's pre-crime. It's right out of the movie Minority Report.
Imagine a world without murder.
I lost my best friend. I lost my aunt. I lost my father.
I lost my wife.
Just 6 years ago, the homicide rate in this country had reached epidemic proportions. It seemed that only a miracle could stop the bloodshed. But instead of one miracle, we were given 3, the precognitives. Within just 1 month under the pre-crime program, the murder rate in the District of Columbia was reduced 90%.
They were going to be waiting for me in the car. He was going to rape me. I was going to be stabbed.
Right here.
Within a year, pre-crime effectively stopped murder in our nation's capital.
In the 6 years we've been conducting our little experiment, there hasn't been a single murder.
And now pre-crime can work for you.
We want to make absolutely certain that every American can bank on the utter infallibility of the system, and to ensure that what keeps us safe will also keep us free.
Pre-crime? It works.
It works.
It works. It works.
On Tuesday, April 22nd, vote yes on the National Pre-Crime Initiative.
When the precogs declare a victim and a killer, their name is embedded in the grain of wood. Since each piece is unique, the shape and grain is unique. The shape and grain is impossible to forge.
I'm sure you all understand the legalistic drawback to pre-crime methodology.
Here we go again.
Look, I'm not with the ACLU on this, Jeff. But let's not kid ourselves. We are arresting individuals who've broken the law.
But they will. The commission of the crime itself is absolute metaphysics. The precogs see the future and they're never wrong.
But it's not the future, stop. Isn't that a fundamental paradox?
Yes, it is. You're talking about predetermination, which happens all the time.
What'd you catch that?
Because it was going to fall.
You're certain?
Yeah, but it didn't fall.
You caught it.
The fact that you prevented it from happening doesn't change the fact that it was going to happen.
You ever get any false positives?
Someone intends to kill his boss or his wife, but they never go through with it. How do the precogs tell the difference? Precogs don't see what you intend to do. Only what you will do.
Then why can't they see rapes or assaults or suicides?
Because of the nature of murder.
There's nothing more destructive to the metaphysical fabric that binds us than the untimely murder of one human being by another.
So this is heading towards more restrictions on the internet and more restrictions on the stuff we say. And of course, they could easily create false flags at this event and then go back, of course, because this is what we've seen through the shooting events that have occurred in malls, all these staged events from the CIA, in malls and schools, et cetera, is after the fact, they go back and they go, what could we have learned from what they posted on social media? The reason for that is so that they can come in and say, we need pre-crime, we need thought crime. So in other words, if you don't 100% comply with the government and their enslavement agenda, then you are a criminal and you are the new terrorist. You're the new boogeyman Osama bin Laden. That's what they're going to classify you as. If you do videos like this, you're going to be eventually called an extremist because you're speaking out against the government, because your voice, the tone of your voice, that'll be next. How can you talk? You have to talk softer. You have to talk like those guys on MSNBC. Hi, I don't know. Like that. That's how they want you to talk and how they want everyone to act. You don't think there's an agenda behind that? How certain people talk and certain people act and how they've been formulated that way? You think? Yeah. This is all psychological. Just like that's psychological. So this is an agenda that's not getting much attention. And I needed to do a video on it because I saw him talking about monitoring social media and the police are monitoring social media, which means that now you're talking about potentially what are the police going to do? They're going to, like in that scene from Minority Report, they're going to go arrest somebody because they posted, I'm going to, I'm so angry, I'm going to go to the protest. Oh, okay. And then they're going to say, well, he said he was so angry. And he's going to go to the protest. We're going to arrest him ahead of time because he said he was angry, so we're going to assume he's going to do something violent. So now you're only censoring people online. You're taking away free speech. You're taking away free thought. You're taking away having a difference of opinion with the communist government that's in place right now. The Democrats don't realize that it's communist. Some of them do. And they have no idea what this is going to lead to for them because this same thing will apply to them. I've said it since the first day I was censored in 2016 after Pizzagate. I said, look, you might not agree with this stuff. You might not like it. And look where we've gotten to, by the way, since then. But this is coming from the liberals eventually. They haven't felt it yet. They started to do the movement with the seesaw with Twitter when they started to see, oh, they're letting other people post stuff. But they still don't know what censorship is because they don't want to censor them. But they will eventually, because eventually these people are going to start realizing that they're enslaved too and that they don't have free speech. And they can't have an argument with a friend or anything like that. That they can get arrested for a thought crime because they disagree with the government when suddenly the government decides it's not pro-LGBTQ anymore. When suddenly the government decides who you can live with and how often you can leave your home. And suddenly you can't go to Dragstore Yard because you're not allowed to leave because your carbon footprint won't let you. Then suddenly they'll speak out against it. And guess what? All the laws and all the rules will be in place against all of us. So this isn't a left-right thing. All of you who listen to my channel know that. And I know there's people who can't stand me and they still listen. They just don't seem to grasp it. I'm saying these things so you can wake up as human beings. I couldn't care less what your political affiliation is. My political affiliation is to Jesus Christ. Okay, and I hope everyone out there listens to my channel at the very least will pick up a Bible and seek salvation if they don't have it. Because we've already won this war. But for the rest of humanity, I don't want to be enslaved like this on earth, but guess what? We know prophecy, we see what's coming. But there's still a chance to fight against what they're trying to do. But it's obviously a dead end because we have the left-right paradigm, because we have all these Republicans who are getting riled up, and rightfully so, which is being done on purpose from both sides. But the way that they're acting, the way they're going acting, the way they're being provoked is being done deliberately to bring in new restrictions, new laws, to remove guns, et cetera, all via psychological operations. And that's exactly what this is. Again, I hope everybody will check out the website, callfornetuprising.com. I hope more people join. At the very least, you can go over there as well. You can click on free videos. That way you get updates on my new uploads on YouTube, my new uploads on the website, my new uploads on new channels, or wherever I am. If you're going to think about me in 6 months and I'm not here, you're like, where happened to that guy? A lot of people comment like, where? You're back. Wow, you're getting back in the game. I haven't been gone in the game. I've had about 30, when I say 39 channels, it's somewhere around 38, 39 in the last 6 years. Some channels like this got deleted. Then guess what? They came back 6 months later. But once they're gone for a while and the algorithm goes through the motions, they just shadow ban the channel. And people forget about you. So, you're part of people's daily routine. They listen every day. And then after 6 months, they're like, I don't know. They remember who I am. There's people who listen to my channel for a year or two that don't even think about the channel. And that's fine. But I offer the option for free videos so that people can follow me around. I have to make new channel names, all sorts of crap I have to do to get around their ridiculous Nazi, this communist censorship that's here. So please do that at the very least and stuff to the other channels. I thank everyone for being here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. God bless all of you and your families.